All right, I'm here with the one, the only, the grappling phenom, Bo Nickal. What's going on, Bo?
Just, getting that weight down. So it's kind of the not fun part and then the really fun part all rolled into 1 week.
Yeah, but come on, as a wrestler, that's a walk in the park for you.
Yeah, it's no problem. I mean, I've been doing it since I was a kid and I've never missed weight ever. And it's not going to be fun, but we're going to do it. So.
It's never fun. I don't miss that. I don't miss the weight cuts. How many pounds you got to lose from
right
today?
Now, honestly, I'm good right now. I'm like 10 over. So
walk in the park. Walk in the park. Talk about the fight though, Paul Craig. Mm-hmm. I would say, I don't know if you've seen me saying this as well, it's an interesting matchup because your wrestling is phenomenal, some of the best we've ever seen in the UFC. Paul Craig on the ground is very dangerous.
Right.
So do you still take him down?
Yeah, I think I'll be comfortable wherever the position, whatever position the fight ends up in. And for me, the nice part about wrestling is I get to decide if it'll be on the feet, I get to decide if it'll be on the ground. So, I kind of have control of that aspect of the fight. And I feel, I have a striking advantage for sure. I'm a little faster. I think I have more power. And on the ground, his best positions off his back, half guard, full guard. He's throwing up triangles, arm bars. So,
yeah.
It's like, do I want to be in those positions? Probably not for 15 minutes, but sure. I wouldn't mind testing the waters out a little bit while just continuing to advance position and overall just dominating the whole fight. So that's kind of in my mind. I'm not afraid to be in those positions. I've been working with a lot of high-level guys and feel prepared.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you've got to be willing to engage. You can't be terrified. I mean, because he's going to try and pull guard. He's going to fall to his back. What are you going to do? Will you go down and say, all right, screw it, I'll play this game? Or are you going to go, nah, buddy, what did you get?
I'll probably make him stand up a couple times. But if he's really adamant about it, then I can go down with an elbow to the face or something first. So, that's probably... I think that for my mind, it's just control it, dominate it. If he wants me to come into his guard, no, we'll stand up. But guess what? I can still take you down and get there on my terms if I want to.
Now, you're a very respectful guy. Never any controversy. Paul's a great guy. Have you guys run into each other yet?
No, haven't.
No, he's awesome. He's a great guy. He's a great guy.
Seems like a nice guy.
Yeah,
so.
He really is.
Yeah.
Did I see recently that when you grappled Gordon Ryan, and if you don't know, he's one of the best grapplers on planet Earth, and he's on some very good protein, shall we just say. Did I see that you'd had 3 jiu-jitsu sessions when you went up against him?
Yeah, so it was funny how it worked out. Basically, I had a year left in my wrestling career because of COVID. Everything got pushed back with the Olympics. And so I was still wrestling, but I knew I wanted to fight MMA afterwards. And it was the middle, nobody was really competing. There wasn't any wrestling tournaments or anything available for me. And I love to compete. And so I saw that Gordon had a couple opponents drop out. And I was like, I'll do it. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'll step in. I haven't ever done it, but I'll try. And so he's like, all right, it was 10 days away. And so I reached out to some people that I know in the Pittsburgh area. Isaac Greeley with Mat Factory, and he's got a bunch of jiu-jitsu guys, high-level guys, and did a couple practices with them, and then
that was it.
That was it. Yeah.
And what happened? The decision, right?
No, I got submitted. So
you got submitted. Okay.
15-minute fight. We, had some different exchanges. He did a little scissor sweep. We got in a leg entanglement. It was no heel hooks or anything. So he was trying to sweep me. We got back up, and then I took him down with 2 minutes left. So we were minute 13. And then he actually locked up a triangle on me and submitted me. But I felt like it was good and bad because I got a great experience and got to compete against the best grappler in the world.
Of course.
But I also, wanted to win. So that's always tough. But overall, I feel like I learned a lot from that.
And let's remember, this isn't jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
I love Paul Craig.
Right.
I'm a friend of his. But when you're on top in this game, bang, elbow, all the rest of it, that's a game changer.
Yeah, you don't see that jiu-jitsu heavy style nearly as much anymore. Obviously, when the UFC first started out, that was something that people didn't know how to deal with. And nowadays, people are proficient enough in jiu-jitsu, they can defend submissions that it's just such an advantage to be on top, right? Landing punches, you got gravity on your side.
Yep.
And in my mind, I think that I respect Paul Craig a lot because that's almost a dying breed of
he's a
fighter.
Specialist.
Yeah, for sure. You don't see that as much anymore. But I think that's for a reason as well.
Coming into this one, you've had a lot of, you've always been a highly touted prospect, obviously because of your background. It's another big spotlight here. I know you were talking, you get through this one, a couple more, and then we're talking title shots.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's been my path, been my trajectory. And right now it seems more realistic than ever just because I'm starting to make real step up in opponent and the caliber of opponents I'm facing. I mean, Paul Craig's beat world champions. He's beat, world title contenders, and he's
Magomed Ankalaev, Jamal Hill.
He's been in rankings and across 2 weight classes, and so he's a tough opponent. And I feel like, in addition to that, my skills and the way my training sessions have been going, I've been really making a lot of gains, making a lot of jumps, and seeing improvements that, I always had this belief in myself, really strong belief that I could get there, and now I'm seeing real evidence, in my training that kind of supports that. So I feel confident, and it's like almost the future for a long time was too far ahead to see, and now it's kind of right there.
Okay, talk to me about Khamzat Chimaev, because I know you fancy that fight.
Definitely, yeah.
He just had a crazy victory over Robert Whittaker. You probably saw his comments when he was saying, "This isn't wrestling, brother. This is combat."
He's right, yeah.
Do you have a response to Khamzat Chimaev, and essentially, do you have a call out?
I think that it's interesting because we're in 2 different places, right? He's going to be fighting for the belt probably in his next fight. I would doubt he has to fight again before he's fighting for the title, and I have a little bit of catching up to do. But I think that eventually that's a fight that has to happen. When you look at what he just did to Whittaker, I mean, that's obviously a testament to him, his skill set, to be able to do that to a former world champion, a guy that has, fought the best of the best. That's really, really impressive. And you see the dominance also of just that grappling heavy style. And when you look at the division, I don't see anybody else that could really handle that aside from myself. And I think a lot of people recognize that as well. Yeah. And so for me, it's just continuing to develop my skills, improve, get better, and eventually we'll make that fight happen.
Okay, and I look forward to it. Main event, of course, John Jones, Stipe Miocic. I don't expect a prediction, but what are you expecting? A lot of people are thinking that Stipe is kind of a little bit past it now, 3 years away from the sport. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, it's interesting. He obviously hasn't competed in a long time. Stipe hasn't. John has had a little bit of a layoff too with his previous, I think he injured his shoulder. They were supposed to fight last year at this time. It didn't work out. And for me, I just look at it as, one of the greatest, probably the greatest fighter of all time against the greatest heavyweight of all time. I'm a huge fan of both these guys. Both of them have wrestling backgrounds. And to see just 2 high-level guys go out there, put it all on the line and perform, that's just like what the sport's about. And so, I'm expecting both guys to, just put on the best performance they can at this point in their careers. And I think they're 2 of the best of all time. So it's going to be fun.
If the day comes, and I'm sure it will, that you're the middleweight champion of the world, and for whatever reason, there is an interim middleweight champion of the world, would you refuse to fight the interim middleweight champ?
I mean, I'll fight anybody. So, I think that where John's
Because if you didn't, what would that mean?
Right. It's a weird situation,
It's a weird one.
It's weird because obviously there's been like an interim champion, and now 2 different guys are also fighting for another interim champion. It's like co-interim thing. I don't know. It's weird, but in my opinion, I think John's done everything in his career to earn the right to fight who he wants to fight.
Of course.
And if this is the last fight in his career, then that's the way it's going to be, and he can ride off into the sunset. If it's not, I think that he should fight Aspinall. If he's going to continue to fight, that's who he needs to fight. If this is the last one, let it be the last one.
And this will be the last question. Thank you very much. Bo, all the best, buddy. Always a pleasure.
Thank you.